Hello everyone, MJ1990 here with a new LP. Holy crap, it's Konami. This must mean it's a good game. Whoa. This is a creepy looking screen here. And what the hell are those things? Friggin' long-legged cockroaches with oversized antennas. How do those cockroaches walk without stepping on their own antennas? That's what I want to know. Holy crap, transparent bats. So scary. But anyways, as you can see here, it is Super Castlevania 4. I'm just saying that in case you can't read. Anyway, here's the intro cutscene. It's very scary. Oh man, lightning. So as we saw there, lightning struck a piece of stone tomb, and out came a bat. Now, I get that that's supposed to be Count Dracula rising from his grave, but there are about a bazillion things fundamentally wrong with that cutscene. Firstly, the fact that Dracula has a tombstone implies that somebody actually went out of their way to make a tombstone for Dracula and bury him under it. Or, in this case, seal him inside the tomb. Now, that would also imply that somebody actually gave a crap about Dracula, even though he's been trying to unleash, like, destruction upon humanity for several years. So obviously, whoever buried him must have been some really fucked up person who actually cared about him. And secondly, lightning just struck a stone tomb. I'm not sure if that's actually possible, because I don't think lightning is powerful enough to burst open a tomb like that. And there's really no explanation for how Dracula got revived. So basically, what it boils down to is a piece of lightning just struck the exact spot that was so conveniently Dracula's very tombstone. And at the same time, the lightning gave him, like, electric shock therapy to shock him back to life. And that's basically the story. At least from what I got. And yes, I do have the instruction booklet, and it does a terrible job explaining. Now that I've ruined that entire intro sequence for you guys, it's time for me to actually play the game! Oh man. Hit continue. Now, since I'm using the continue option, well, the reason why is because I'm going to be using this code to bring me straight to the second quest of the game, which is a harder version of the original quest. There aren't that many differences, except that there's, like, more bats and enemies seem to do more damage, and holy crap, that is a terrible graphical glitch. I'll be right back. Yay! The graphical glitch is gone! Now we can move on with our lives and play this game! Anyway, so as I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted by graphical issues, this is the first Castlevania that, well, I believe it was the first Castlevania I played, and it was the defining Castlevania of my childhood. As you can see here, we are about to be eaten by the bridge. Simon Belmont sort of freaking out like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Do I fall in the water or do I get devoured by the bridge? I don't know! I don't know! No! So these are the innards of a bridge. So as I was saying, this was the defining Castlevania of my childhood. I don't feel that it is the best one, like, of the old school Castlevania games. However, I do feel that it is a good one. I personally feel that Castlevania 3 and Castlevania Rondo of Blood are better. And I'll explain why I don't feel this one is the best right now. My biggest problem with it is probably its greatest strength. The ability to aim your whip is very handy, but at the same time, it sort of trivializes the use of the usage of sub-weapons. And that kind of makes it, you know, require less strategy in order to beat certain levels. And I always kind of liked that about Castlevania games, that you had to use sub-weapons every now and then in order to properly, you know, beat a level. But now that you can aim your whip, and since it does a lot of damage, it's sort of like, oh, sub-weapons? Ha ha ha! What are those? Well, what is steak? And what is a man? Probably somebody like Simon Belmont. That made no sense whatsoever, but I don't care. In any case, that's my biggest problem. Aside from that, the game is really good. And it really is one worth trying out. This is just Stage 1, which is arguably actually kind of interesting for a Stage 1 level. And it has really awesome music. This song is actually the theme of Simon, and you can probably just look it up on YouTube and you'll find it. I don't know the actual name of this song, but, you know, just typing in Simon's theme will probably get you some results. And here we're on top of the whole place. It's actually kind of cool, because now you can really appreciate the scenery of the level. And I just went right under that bat. And here we've got what I like to call the grumpy neighbor, because he's sort of like chilling out in his own house, but once you step on his lawn, he takes out the big bat and proceeds to beat you like a little child is beaten by his father. Thankfully, the whip is all that you need to tame your next-door neighbor. I highly recommend getting one just for that purpose. Boom! And you are dead, mister. You are gone for good. And here's a little secret. Boink, boink, and boinkers. You get a double shot here. And if you don't know what a double shot is, in most Castlevania games, it basically serves as the, oh, you can throw 2 sub-weapons at once now ability. There's also the triple shot, which allows you to shoot 3 on screen at once, but most of the time you won't really care for it because most weapons will just come off the screen fast enough for you to not really worry about throwing 3 at once. Really, it's more of a convenience. Right there, we've got a puppy. I know how to take down puppies. We whip them. That's how Simon Belmont solves all of his problems. God, Simon Belmont, you are a man with lots of issues. Also, that thing I just killed is apparently called Worms, but it looks more like Mario's mustache if it were dyed green. Of course, that probably says a lot of disturbing things about Mario's mustache, and now I don't want to go near it. This enemy, on the other hand, this like little horse head, my best assumption of its origin of existence is that its farmer got so pissed at the horse that he decided to beat it until it was dead, but he just kept beating that dead horse until it became nothing but mush except for its head. And by that time, the farmer was like, you know, that guy's got a nice head. I think I'll keep it on the ground. Oh god, more angry neighbors. Also, for some reason, we've got green horses in the background, which makes me wonder, why don't we see green horses in other countries? I guess Transylvania is like, no, we don't want to sell our rare breed of green horses to any other country in the world. Simon Belmont, while you're killing the enemies, why don't you bring me a green horse from there? He probably can't hear me because he's too busy killing ghosts. And we kill another green mustache of Mario. And we quickly jump to avoid falling down that sentient wood. And we are getting very close to the boss. Just give me one moment to eat up all these hearts. Oh man, I almost have full hearts. And here's the boss. This is the first boss, and this is his pattern, basically. Amazing, right? Anyway, the idea to kill this boss is to just hit the head of the horse, or whatever the hell that thing is, until it dies. And then you will fight the swordsman because he's all like, oh, you killed my horse, I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. And then he just gets so angry that he explodes in a bunch of bones. Epic pose! That is the first stage in a nutshell. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time for the next stage, and later.